Alright, this is Just Bugging. G-Man here. Working on the 69, as you all know, the metal repairs down in there. Got the rust inhibitor cure, so I figured I'd jump on the 74 I just bought in yesterday. 74 Super Beetle. It's here for the motor to be pulled, you know, and check everything out, the compression test and everything, and then freshen it all up. It looks like the end play looks pretty good in it. I mean, I haven't put a dial indicator on it yet, but it appears to be a good type motor. But he had a problem. He went and got a new battery. It wouldn't start, and he's got nothing. And I see he's got power to the starter, but when the key's on, there's no power in here at all. Battery's got 12.3 on it. Yeah, it's a little low, but something should light up. And then there's no power going back to the coil when the power's on. There is power at the starter, so I'm suspecting the ignition switch inside the column is bad. With being both, you know, nothing's coming on when it keyed at the coil, and they fail a lot. You know, I've replaced several of them. So, but I don't want to get into that right now. I'll have to look at the wiring harness and trace it and make sure it's not coming out of there, but you know, and then break it down. But I want to hear this thing run. So I ran ahead and ran a wire down to the exciter wire on the starter, and I've got to go hook that up to the battery, and then I've got this will be my button to start it, and I'm going to put some power to that coil over there. So I'm going to put this on this side of the switch with my power wire. See if I can get both of this together with my gorilla fingers. Oh, come on. Look at that. Gorilla fingers come through. Alright. I got power there. Let me set this somewhere where I'm not going to have an issue with it touching any metal. That ought to do fine right now. Let me go get a wrench real quick. It got a lot of work to do. I can see a lot of wiring issues. I mean, this is a car that's up and coming. It's a project. They usually always are. You're never done with a classic. Well, that's actually the fun part I like. Bringing them back, resurrecting them. That's my favorite part. All right, we're gonna see what happens here. And then tomorrow, when I get some time, I will get more into this and troubleshoot the actual cause. Not that it's going to make any difference. I'll turn the key on. Alrighty. Let's see. Ooh. That is not cool. It's in freaking neutral. Boy, that is solid. Nothing wrong there. I just power on the battery. Yep. Wow, that's hard. This is really strange for a VW motor. Because they don't require water. It's been sitting in the guy's garage for a while. I just left a message for him to call me. so I can get the story on this if he has any clue. But as I turned it over, it would just come to a dead stop, you know, and make just like half a revolution or so and come to an abrupt stop. And I'm like, what the hell? So I go get a wrench, and it's like it's locked up. So I cranked it backwards several times, and I hear some gurgling, and then I crank it forwards, and it goes forward. I mean, it goes backwards several revolutions, and then I go back forwards, and it comes to a point where it stops. And then when I backed it up again, I heard some gurgling and water. I don't know if you could see it, but there's water coming out, because this exhaust is custom made. Somebody welded it together. It can leak right out the back. They gurgled down the exhaust, and it sounded like it was on the passenger side, most of it. But like I said, it connects in here. But water came out of it. So I don't think it's not locked up. It's hydrostatic lock. I mean, somehow water got into it, and I can turn it, and then all of a sudden it'll want to lock itself up, because of course water doesn't compress. I want to hear the story why. I guess this thing's been sitting out before, and it hadn't ran in a while. I don't know. But of course I'll take the plugs out and blow all that out and see, but I gotta get this running before I pull it out, if it's possible. It had to have been sitting out in the rain, out in his driveway, or at one point in time or something. Yeah, had to. Alright, well, to be continued. Alright, I got the story on the Super Beetle, and as to why the water is in the air-cooled motor. Sounds so funny that way. Well, as I suspected, it was in the garage, and he's always been talking about his garage kept, because I asked him if the sunroof will leak yesterday, and because it's going to be sitting outside, and he didn't know. Well, I called him back, and I stopped there. I wasn't going to touch anything else on the motor. It's got hydrostatic lock, and I need to find out a little bit more reasoning why, and if somebody ran it or tried to start it or whatever. Well, anyways, I suspected he had parked it outside his garage at one point for a little while, and facing downward, because the driveway slopes a very, incline. Downward incline, and that's the case. It must have sat for 2 or 3 weeks in that position with the gills right there, and then of course this air filter, which I've already told him I'm gonna change that. I like the oil bath filters myself, and they look sharp, and you paint them the color of the car, and you don't have to buy an air filter, and water's not going to get in it like that. So I got an extra one. I'll paint it orange and sell it to him. So I'm going to take the spark plugs out and turn it over until the water gets out of it, blow it out, let it sit for a little while, and then try it again. I don't think there'll be anything wrong with it. It's, it wasn't too long ago, and it just probably been sitting in the exhaust, and some of it made it into a cylinder. So these motors can take a lot, Just kill me. I wanted to hear this thing. I want to see where the water is. I'm not going to need that power wire for the coil, because I'm not going to want it. Number 3 spark plug is water and rust. Number 2 spark plug appears to be dry. And number 1 is wet. And number 2 is dry. And like I said, the information I got, the car was parked down on a downward slope, facing downward, with the motor at the top. So the water got in and got into the cylinders. So let's make a mess. Oh, she turns over fine now. It was just enough to stop it. That's good. Now I'll go get the airline and blow them out and let it sit open tonight and make sure there's not going to get any water in there. Be a good idea.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Subscribe, like, and comment for more. Part 2 for this 1974 Super Beetle, and the 69 will be very soon. Have a just bug of a day.